You can share your geoprocessing models with other users by saving a package, either on your organization's ArcGIS online portal or by saving it as a file on your computer. This package will contain the model and all of the data required to run it, which allows others to duplicate your results in their projects. In order to save a model as a package, you first need to have a successful run-through in your history and complete metadata about what the tool is for and how it works. Let's start with the metadata. First, I'll go to the Toolboxes folder in the project pane and expand the Seattle toolbox and find Parks Near Schools. I'll right-click on it and choose View Metadata. That'll open up the project view here, where I can select the Parks Near Schools model and press Edit here on the Home tab. Then we can scroll through and fill in some of the metadata details. For tags, I'll type in schools, parks. For the summary, I'll type in identifies parks near schools. We can go ahead and skip the usage one. Let's go ahead and scroll through until we get to the syntax for each of our parameters. I'll expand distance, and we can type in a dialog explanation for this parameter. I'll simply type how far with a question mark. We'll scroll down to schools. We'll expand that one, and we'll type in a dialog explanation for this. I'll type in school features. Then we'll do the same thing for parks. And finally, I'll scroll down one more time to output, and we'll type in a dialog explanation for this. I'll simply type output location. When we're done filling in the explanations, go ahead and press the Save icon on the Metadata tab, and that'll save the model. Let's go ahead and close the view, and then we can close the Project tab. Now we need to get a successful run-through of this model in our project history. Let's go ahead and double-click on it in the project pane, and we'll fill in some of the details. For a distance, I'm going to change it from 1/4 mile to 1/10 of a mile by typing in 0.1. Notice also that if we hover our mouse over these information icons, we get the new descriptions that we just typed in. For distance, it says how far. For schools, it just says school features, and so on. We'll specify our schools layer as the OSM schools, and the parks are Seattle Parks. That's already filled in for me. The output, we'll call it Seattle Parks clip, but then I'm getting a warning message here saying that that file already exists in this database. So let's just go ahead and click at the very end, and we'll call this Seattle Parks clip 2. When I click off of it, that warning triangle disappears, and I can go ahead and press the Run button. When it finishes, it adds the results to our contents pane on the map, and if we go down to our project tab at the bottom of the screen, we have a new folder here called Geoprocessing History that we can see we have a new entry here at the very top that shows me the date and time that I've ran this tool. Now that it's in our history, we can come up to the Share tab on the ribbon, click on Geoprocessing, and choose the history item that represents the version that we just ran. It's going to be the one at the very top of the list. That'll start up the Geoprocessing package pane on the right side of the screen. We can choose to save our package either online or as a file on our computer. I'll choose to save it as a file. Then I'll click the Browse button to choose where I want to save this. I'm going to go into my computer and save it into my exercise files, Chapter 4, and we're in 0406. I'll go ahead and save it into the project folder. I'll give it a name of Parks Near Schools and press Save. Then we can type in a summary and add some tags. I'll type in clips parks to a specified distance to a school, and for the tags, we'll just type in schools, parks. When we're done, I'll click the Analyze button to analyze my package. And if there's no warnings, go ahead and press the Package button. That'll combine all the input data and the geoprocessing model into a single file. We can go ahead and go out to Windows Explorer to see the results of that. Inside of our 0406 file, we'll see this new file here called Parks Near Schools, and it has a GPKX file extension to note that it's a geoprocessing package. So that's how you create a geoprocessing package. Exporting your models makes it easy for you to share your models with colleagues so that they might apply them to their own ArcGIS Pro projects.